Greetings, everyone. So I'm out in my yard this evening, and I'm working with some comfrey branches that some comfrey leaves and flowers that I've harvested from my plant out in my front garden bed. So we had a storm the day before last come through, and it folded over and knocked down some of these branches on my comfrey plant. I mean, she's still very prolific, and I'll attach a picture as well. But she's very strong, and she's very abundant. But I did trim her down. These were like kind of leaned over and laying, and I didn't want to just let them go. Comfrey is a plant that you can, let the leaves, you can chop the leaves and just let them, sit around the plant, and it will, fertilize and continue to provide nutrients for the soil around it, or any plant that you do that to. You can take comfrey leaves and place them around the plant, and it will give nutrients to that plant. Comfrey is a plant where it's recommended that if you have any type of trees that bear fruit, like fruiting trees, that you should grow a comfrey plant near it, because comfrey provides so many nutrients, vitamins and nutrients and minerals from the soil. The rooting system is very, very deep, and so the roots are able to grab more of the nutrients out of the soil to provide to the fruiting plant that it's growing next to. So what I'm going to do today with this, because I've already harvested enough leaves to make the salves and the oils that I normally make, but I didn't want to let these branches just lay and deteriorate around the plant, because they were laying on the soil. So what I did was I harvested them, and I'm going to take the leaves and I'm going to place them in this bucket, and I'm going to make a Comfrey Compost Tea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this bucket about 2/3 of the way up with water, and then I'm going to add the leaves that I harvest from these branches here, and I'm going to let that sit for like 2 weeks. And you want to let it sit in a dark area. So I'm going to actually place this bucket in my shed out of the sun, for the 2 weeks while it breaks down and decomposes. And then once that happens, the tea can be used to water and fertilize your fruiting plants. So what I'll use it for is my cucumbers, my peppers, my tomatoes. So I will feed them, every couple weeks with the compost tea. The tea is notoriously stinky. I mean, it decomposes, so it breaks down, and it smells horrible, but it is very nutritious. It has, if about comfrey is very dense in vitamins and nutrients, and a lot of farmers feed it to their livestock, to their chickens, to their pigs, to their cows. They just love the nutrients that's in it. So it's a wonderful plant. It's definitely a wonderful plant to have. And I grow it all over. My front garden bed is where I grow the most of it, and I have like 3 or 4 plants out there, with one of them that just like is in just overdrive every year. And then I have I have a couple more places in my backyard here that I just kind of just grow it. I just let it go. But there are 2 different types of comfrey. This is true comfrey, because this, if you notice, this comfrey here has the flowers on it, and so these flowers will drop and produce more comfrey plants. So if you have the true comfrey, and you're not wanting to spread comfrey around your yard, be careful about whether or not you have true comfrey or you have the Russian comfrey. The Russian comfrey, I believe they call it like the Bocking, if you will. It's it's not fertile. The word is escaping me, infertile or not fertile, but it does not reproduce. So it just grows just the leaves, so you won't see flowers on the Russian comfrey or the Bocking plant. So, and some people, prefer that if they don't want, because comfrey spreads like wildflower, and it is very hard to get rid of if it establishes itself somewhere in your yard, because it will continue to spread. If the flowers, once the flowers flower and then they drop the seeds, then you'll have another comfrey plant. So within my garden bed up front, I initially started off with like 3 plants that I had planted up there, And I had separated the root. I had, I had the root, and I separated the root and split it into three and put them up there, and they grew. But once the flowers started dropping down, like this year, I'm seeing smaller comfrey plants popping up, in that garden bed, in which I don't mind. I mean, there's that bed has taken on a life of its own. It has a lot of prunella up there, and I can't wait, till that starts flowering, because that's also another prolific spreader. It's a cover crop, like a ground cover crop. And it spreads very easily as well. So I seen that. That's what I wanted. I actually wanted the bed to be just comfrey and prunella. But there are other things, birds and drop seeds. I got all kind of different flowers growing in there. I need to weed it. I mean, yeah, I'll have to show you guys what's going on up there, at another time. But right now I am making this comfrey tea, and this is going to be my project for the evening. And in a couple weeks I will be able to feed my peppers, cucumbers, and tomato plants with some comfrey compost. So that's it. Have a great day, guys. Ashe.